Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And yeah, today will be a very hard filming day because I decided to make a latest favorite video, and the last one was a long time ago. So many things happened, and I have so many things that I loved, and yeah, I have to resume again in a book, but it was so difficult. And so I will divide it into parts. And yeah, the first part will be the grown-up things, and the second part would take um, the age aggression and age streaming stuff. And so okay, let's start, because I want to talk about some of my favorite TV shows that I followed the last month here, and the most favorites. And I had to choose, and I picked Mahou Tsukai no Yome, which was a manga I was reading like a long time ago. I started it. I started it when it was not translated in Italian, but then they made a TV series, and I finished lately. And I really loved how it came out, and I really loved the plot. And it talks about this girl which has magical potentials, and she is sold as a very rare exemplar of human being, and she got bought by a magician, which is Elias, and I really love this guy too. And yeah, she will be his apprentice. And then the story starts, and with her learning magic, and pushing her too much, and yeah, some troubles around. And I really loved it, and I really loved the plot, and it's very lovely. And yeah, the characters are adorable. I loved Elias, the protagonist, the male, and the magician. And I also loved Ruth, which is the dog, which is the future familiar of Chise, the girl Chise. And yeah, the design is very good. The drawings are very well made in the manga and in the series. They're both beautiful, and they are very similar to each other. And the anime follows literally the plot of the manga, and it's very good and okay. And then I loved Umbrella Chronicles, which is a comic which talks about a comic and a TV series, which talks about a group of boys and girls that was born in one day. Like the female got pregnant and then have a baby in 5 minutes, and this happened. And these boys and girls have special powers, and they got adopted by a man that created a sort of X-Men legacy, and they used those kids to save the world and yeah, help people. And one day this man dies, and they didn't know why, but because they just everyone going their own way, they separated after the little brothers disappeared. And then they reunited for the funeral of their father, of their actually stepfather. And then appeared that the small boy that disappeared appears again, because he was able to travel into the past and to the future. And he appeared as he was as a child. While everyone grew up, he was still a child. It was fifth. Everyone had a number, a name. They didn't have a name at the beginning. They just had a number. He named her by a number, and he was 4. And no, it was 5. and he said, yeah, okay, I come from the future and the world ends, and so everyone has to investigate how the world will end and how to stop it. And I really appreciated the plot, and I love the characters, uh, especially 5 and 4. And yeah, and it was very good. It's on Netflix. It's not too long, but they are making a second season. So yeah, because it ends with an open ending, and I really loved it. Then I loved, of course, American Gods, and I read the book, and I saw the TV series, and they have 2 seasons for now, and it's very very different from the book, because many characters dies in another way, or doesn't die, or in the book they don't die, but they die in the movie, and it's very different. There is only the basic plot inside, where the old gods, the ancient gods, wants to make war with the new gods, and this is the only thing that that collide with the book. But many events, except for the death of Laura, and at the beginning of the series and at the beginning of the book, and after that everything blows up. But I really love that, because on the book it's more based on the ancient stories and flashbacks and mythological stories, and the plot was based more on Shadow, the protagonist. Instead, in the TV series, I see a Shadow more actually not very interesting character as the movie. In the movie, as unlike the book, but we can see the gods more appreciated, and I see a lot of Mr. Wood, which is awesome, because in the book it's just in 2 chapters, and it's not very present as Mr. Wood. And the plot twist, I won't tell you the plot twist because it hasn't shown in season 2. It's asked to show maybe in season 3. I guess there's 3 seasons and it ends. I hope so. And I loved how they involved Crispin Glover as a very good actor and a wholesome person, and I really loved the Woods character because it explains a lot more on this TV series. Please, okay. And the cat jumped on the bed, and it's very okay. And yeah, I really loved it, and I loved the characters of Mr. Wood, and of course Wednesday, and it's a very lovely character, and it's very played by Ian McShane, and I love him. And yeah, I suggest you to see the TV series, but also read the book to have a complete idea of the story, because they kind of complete each other. The books doesn't have something, but the TV series has that something, and vice versa. And yeah, then I saw Lucifer, and yeah, I like that, but I like that more or less, because I love the fact every time the bad guy, and of course the devil, the most bad guy, falls in love with a human being, and that's amazing. But sometimes the character of the devil is not as evil as I wanted him to be, because you should start with very very sadistic and evil character, and they started pretty well, but then it turned out too human. Maybe it was just too human, and it didn't give me the sensation of having Lucifer, the real Lucifer, in front of me. I wasn't afraid of him, neither if when something happened, but in any case, I didn't have was afraid. Only the detective was afraid, but because that was a script, but it didn't give me a real good reason to be afraid of him. And yeah, but in the complex, I liked it, and just because I'm so curious how it will end, I will wait for the last and hope it will be the last fifth season. So the last movie I saw was, of course, Toy Story the fourth chapter. And yeah, at the cinema they will give you with the menu this lovely bottle here with the Helium of Pizza Planet. And yeah, I love the movie because finally Disney has some new good stuff, because I am not really into the live action movies in general, and I only liked maybe Dumbo because it was cute, but I don't like the remakes and a story that I already know, but I'm not very interested. But I was so excited about Toy Story the fourth, and I loved the plot, I loved the animation, was so detailed. The details I saw on the posts on the internet was so amazing, like the cowboy's hat, every single piece was so detailed and perfect, like the toys, and like bowl was made of porcelain, and they had the typical cracks on the head of the porcelain dolls, and I loved it so much. And the plot was amazing, and it was not boring, because maybe yeah, that will happen again and there will be happily ever after. No, that every time I was thinking, oh, that's going to happen like that, it didn't. So that's very interesting, because the plot changes. There is a plot twist every like 5 seconds, and I really loved how it came out. And yeah, that's one of my favorite movies of the year, I guess. And then I saw Endgame. Darkness, and it was amazing. It was cool. I'm going to cry again. But I really loved the movie, and I'm going to cry like a baby. I could cry, wait. I loved the movie, and the ending would be better for me, but it's okay, I guess, except for the fact of Captain America at the end. I didn't really like it, but yeah, the part where everyone was assembling against Thanos' army was just huge. Amazing. I was about to cry because just of the majestic thing they did. But yeah, that was the best thing, and the fact that Captain America was heading the Mjolnir, and the little fights they had. You could take the small one, I got the axe, I got Stormbreaker. But yeah, that was funny, and the little times where they were joking, the funny things, and that Thor was looking like Lebowski was amazing. Everything was amazing of the movie. I loved the movie. I'm a very simple person. I'm not very like clingy, and I see all the good in every movie. I try to see the good in every movie, and I saw that was good except for the ending. I didn't like it. I don't know. Somebody give me a time machine, please. There was Fantastic Beasts in general. Everyone was like, they didn't like this, and I agree with the fact that you shouldn't give, except for the first one, you should title it Fantastic Beasts. The first one was more concentrated of that, it was good, but the second one was more about Johnny Depp making mean stuff and being villain and doing bad wizard things, like, and so it was The Crimes of Grindelwald. But why would you just say Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald? No, just say The Crimes of Grindelwald, because we saw just the Niffler and the Hulu, and but some base, yeah, they appeared in every Harry Potter movie. The things a lot that they were adult wizards out of the school and they just used magic like water. And yeah, like I'm drinking this lemonade, they were making enchantments. Finally they used their wands. Wow. And they did just the Expelliarmus and Avada Kedavra, because the old Harry Potter movie were about only Expelliarmus and Avada Kedavra. But this was, they showed many different enchantments, and the was the Protego Diabolica was, I was just like, I'm crying again. Oh my god, I'm so sensitive today. I don't know why, but it was so amazing, that Protego Diabolica. It's just a amazing spell. Especially when you think this is a spell that no one can do. It's so difficult, and then Johnny Depp comes up, he just rolls on himself, and yeah, and he did it. And it was so like, really? It was non-verbal enchantment. You have to research for the name of that enchantment. He even did that without spelling it, so you can imagine how powerful is this guy, because they needed like 5-6 magicians to stop one only spell that he did, with all this thing here with dragons, and he was about to blow up a town. He was about to blow up Paris. Was it Paris? Yeah, it was about to blow up Paris just because. And that's amazing. I really like. At first, I was like, meh, about Johnny Depp, but I appreciating this guy now, and I reappreciated him, because I love Colin Farrell. I loved Grace, and I was just a little sad about not seeing Grace anymore, because it was a cute character. Oh my god, I have my sunglasses in on the nose. My nose is weird. It looks like a Tumblr fan art. But anyway, I really love that series, and I'm collecting everything I can of that series. Yeah. And yeah, I loved Dragon Trainer 3, which was the ending of the thing, and the ending of the trilogy, and the ending was unbelievable. I wouldn't even think about that, but I loved it, and I loved the plot. I love how the dragons grew up with the trainers. I love how they managed to think about the only drag left, like Toothless was the only one, only Black Fury. Okay, let's do that. Just don't do the thing that it was the only Black Fury. Okay, let it be. But let's build a Light Fury, another kind of dragon which is similar like cats, I guess, but in a different color. They look like cats, actually. But yeah, they didn't put another Black Fury as we all expected. They put a Light Fury that no one expected, and it was so funny, that the fact that he was trying to seduce her, and the plot was cute, because there was a main villain, and the main villain was interesting, but you were more focused on the plot behind, how they were trying to make Toothless happy, and how they realized that dragons are always in danger when are with humans. Like, okay. And yeah, I loved it, and I loved the babies, and I love the babies they make, especially the one with the white nose. It's just so cute. And then I loved, of course, Detective Pikachu. I played the game, I loved the game, but I loved the fact that they changed some details, and they added some details, because the game, if you just make a movie on the game, it would be boring, because you have to research, make questions. All the game is based on making questions and integrate and do things. No action, and they added more action on the movie, and the Pokemon were amazing, were so huge and so cute, so well made. They were not creepy. The only risk that was that they became creepy, but Pikachu is just a little bunch of cuteness and waffles and pancakes and love and coffee, and I love it. I was so amazed, and especially Mewtwo was so huge. And yeah, I really loved that movie and the plot twist that they made that I didn't know in the game, because they didn't tell that Ryan Reynolds was actually Pikachu and was actually his father. Pikachu was inside. No, I mean Ryan Reynolds was a soul inside of his Pikachu's body. Then he came out and became Ryan Reynolds again. So we stayed for all the plot. We Ryan Reynolds inside Pikachu's body. That didn't happen in the game yet. I am willing to wait for maybe another Detective Pikachu 2 on Switch. I don't know. And yeah, these guys are so hard to get to stay on, and I'm taking the video here because they are so fragile. They are going to break. Looking at them, just looking at them, and I love my Loki. Look at his face. They are poseable, and I choose these poses for them. And I love Tony. He has a little magnet on the head to keep the helmet on, and I really love him. Look how cute he is. So now let's talk about video games. Okay. I don't understand how people can start and end a game in a week. I am very slow playing video games, and yeah, but the only time I finished a game in like 1 week like them was with, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3. And okay, this is the 3rd chapter of Kingdom Hearts. Actually, there were more chapters you can find in here, in this mixed collection, which has 2 CDs. This is the first one. I have to buy the second one with Dream Drop Distance, and I forgot what game they put in here, but they have. And we have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the first one I finished, and Kingdom Hearts Raid Chain of Memories, which was a game for the DS, which I had, but they made a new version with PlayStation 1 PlayStation 2 graphics, like Kingdom Hearts 1. Like you play Chain of Memories, but you play that, but you have the graphic of the first game. You don't play that on Pixel. Then you have Kingdom Hearts 358 slash 2 days. This one was also for the DS, which has pretty much the same graphic of Chain of Memories. I mean PlayStation 2 graphics. And then we have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, the second, Kingdom Hearts 2. Then we have Birth by Sleep, which was a PlayStation portable game I played and I loved so much. My favorite character is Terra, and you can play all this game, and there is also the Recoded, and you can play this game. You have to play this game before playing the third. You have to play even Dream the Distance, and you have to play even you should play or read the plot of Union Cross, which is very important for this plot here. And I really love the series of Kingdom Hearts, and as you can see, I love Kingdom Hearts, and I loved it, and I played it since I was little, and I'm so happy they made the third chapter. And this winter, they will bring out a DLC about with for this game, and it will talk about again the Master of Masters and the secrets that he keeps, and maybe we will find why Sora and Riku woke up in the game of Sora in the game of The World Ends With You. In my opinion, I guess there was that plays, and Riku in the game of Yozora, the game of that reminds of Final Fantasy, when you were in the world of Toy Story and everyone was like, are you Yozora? And I am not Yozora. Okay, and yeah, I love these games. Please play them because they have a very beautiful plot and they are very complicated, but this thing here, this cheat cities, helps you to find out the plot, the entire plot, and have a better look to the story. And then I got the Shadow of Mordor, and it was very little price, like 18, and I got also for 18 the Shadow of War, which is the second part, and I played only the Shadow of Mordor for now. I still have to finish. And at the beginning I was playing it, I was always dying. I was a newbie and I was always dying and making his Sauron's army more powerful, and everyone was just bullying me, and I was just, please leave me alone. And yeah, but now I was a bit better the second time I played that, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I enjoy the fact that you are inside of the walls of Mordor and not outside while Frodo is just camping around. You are inside of this pile of ship, and yeah, I loved it so much, and I can't wait to play this one because it will be amazing, especially because I see a dragon here. And yeah, I can't wait to play it. You can play it's one player, but you can play online with 2 players, and I guess you have to conquer Mordor, and yeah, you have to conquer the zones of Mordor. Here you have to defeat the bosses and the Legion. Here you have to conquer Mordor by inside, and that's amazing. That's so cool. And yeah, then I got this lovely pad here, joypad, and it reminds of the GameCube, and it's with Peachy here, Peachy's crown. I decided to get the lighter one because there was only a super pinkish one, but I guess I will buy that next time. But yeah, I got first this one, and it's for Switch. You can play it. You can play with Smash Bros, but you can also play better with this when you play Zelda, or when you play oh, I got also Resident Evil Revelations for Switch, so I can play Resident Evil Revelation better with this thing here, because I think with the normal pads were very difficult to play. And then I got this thing that the case for my 3DS, and I loved it so much because it has pockets for your games. I never had a 3DS holder with this pockets for the games, and yeah, I'm keeping the games I'm using the most lately, and like Ultra Moon or Nintendogs that I bought again, luckily. And yeah, so yeah, I loved all these games so far, and I also bought Horizon Zero Dawn, but I will review it as I finish that. And yeah, so this is all for now. And no, so let's talk more about some dresses. And one of my favorite things I got is this Minnie Mouse headband here, and I paid that like €7 and it's so cheap. It was like 50% in discount here, and I love it so much. I have to pair now and I'm so happy. And on the Disney store I got the panties and the top of the pajama that Ariel used in Wreck-It Ralph Wrecks the Internet. And it's actually the one that Ariel had was short sleeves, but it has long sleeves, which is perfect for like spring or autumn, where it's not too warm, but yeah, you have to be warmer, but you can still fit shorts like this. It has this lovely shorts with scales on the legs like in the movie, and there is the quote of her songs in English. Actually, I don't know if in Italian girls were like understanding what she was saying, like gizmos and who's-its and was-its and shoplets and dingle hoppers. And yeah, and it was like €15 only because it was on discount. Maybe for this reason. I don't know why, but I loved it, so yes, okay. And I got this one of my favorite because I always wanted that. I saw that on the internet, I saw that on the Disney store online, and I never thought I was able to find it in super cheap way. And it has Ralph and Vanellope and Pancake and Milkshake, and there is the kitty of Pancake and Milkshake. Can't find the bunny because maybe it exploded. But yeah, this is it. And it has sprinkles all over it and glitters, and it's amazing. And I put a piscine on it, and even my baby bear. And here there's another puff, a violet puff. The classic, it comes with this puffs here, the bag. There's an ambulance. And it comes with only this one. I put this one inside and I loved it. And yeah, it has a pocket here. It's very comfortable. It keeps you many things. It's small, but it's very comfortable. You can put many things inside of it. And then I got this lovely dress, and I made a lovely outfit. I will show you here. And I loved it, and it was so cute. And it was like 10 euros, and it's made with stars in it's made in cotton, but it has a color like denim. But I love the stars, and it's very pretty when you wear it, and I really love it. And then I love the skirts I got here. Actually, it was a dress, but I had to cut it out because the dress was too small for my boobs. Because I don't know why, but they have super small sizes, even it was an L. I don't know why, but okay, I made it. I saved the skirt, which was the most important part, and it's a lovely thing here. Look all the bunnies and the bears. You can see all my wardrobe in the oldest video of my wardrobe tour, but I'm showing you it again because this one is my favorite one. And I'm also showing you this one, which is a bunny dress with a little transparent shirt here, and I really loved it. It's so cute. This complete set, you can buy it in it's complete set. You can buy it only once in the shop on AliExpress, and it has bunnies that, but it's strawberries, and it's so cute. I really like it. Yeah, I really loved it. I don't know if I have pictures when I'm wearing it, I don't know. Next one is my Baby Johnny Depp. I love this t-shirt. I found it, a friend of mine on Instagram had that, and I was like, please give me the link of the, where did you buy it? I was like, I was afraid that she bought it somewhere very far away and some very expensive. No, she got it on AliExpress and I got it. So I finally, look how it has the most beautiful smile in my opinion. This picture is so precious, and it says Icon here in a little heart. But he is so handsome here, so handsome here. I'm gonna cry. Handsomeness. Oh, I love him. But hurry home, my home. Okay, and yeah, so this is all for now. So this is the first part, and the second part will be about my little space stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the video, and yeah, see you in the part 2. Bye.